Hi, we're Team 1557 12-volt Bolt, and we would like to thank you for giving us this opportunity to present in front of you today. My name is Brent Norris. I'm in 11th grade. I'm the team co-captain, and I've been on the team for 3 years now.
My name is Nicholas Dukeman. I'm in 10th grade, and I've been on the team for about a year. I'm the electrical captain.
My name is Ben Vitek, and I'm in the 10th grade. I'm the web designer, and I have been a member of 12-volt Bolt for a year.
Our team was founded in 2004 as a STEM education outlet for North Lake County high school students. Our team was founded by David Owen, an engineer from Disney, and we actually started out in a church basement. To this day, 12-volt Bolt Robotics provides a STEM education program not offered in any of the local schools. We're the only FRC team within a 30-mile radius. We're an all-inclusive high school robotics team with members that hail from 7 different schools and 4 different counties.
What are the counties on me, do you know?
We have Volusia, Lake, Flagler, and Orange. Now, various different capabilities can be attained through our program, including public speaking, leadership, business, and analytical skills. So not only can you learn valuable technical skills through our program, but you can learn many life skills as well. Now we are part of an organization known as FIRST. We're actually in the FRC League, and it provides scheduled robotics competitions around the world. Our team annually attends the Orlando Regional, and there are about 65 different teams that attend this regional that we compete against. Now FIRST is an international organization, and FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. There are actually 4 different leagues in FIRST. There's Junior FLL and FLL, which are 2 LEGO leagues that start at the elementary school level. Then you have FTC, which stands for First Tech Challenge, which is for the middle school level. And then you have FRC, which is at the high school level, which we compete in. And we have a short video here about what our regional looks like.
It's really hard to see it. Any lights?
And this is actually an example of the 2014 competition that we attended. The goal was to pick up those large 2-foot diameter balls and throw them in the goal approximately 8 feet in the air. Our team actually designed a vacuum system to pick up the ball, and then we used onboard pneumatics to fire the ball.
Now again, are the teams given a kit to bring to the competition?
No, sir. They give, there is an option to get a certain kit of parts because they do have a few standard things that you must use, such as the main intelligence brick you must use. It's called a RoboRio. They actually designed it specifically for FIRST, and it was designed by the company, the corporation National Instruments. And that's one thing that every team must use. But other than that, we have to make everything from scratch. We do all the manufacturing, everything ourselves.
What timeline?
We have 6 weeks to brainstorm, design, test, or build and test.
And then you show up with your robot at the competition?
Yes, and then we have to put it in a bag, and we cannot touch it again until competition. We can't do anything with it until competition.
No last minute change.
No, yeah.
That's not real life. Now, can you work with local companies in the design and the development of your product? And do you?
We work with as many as we can. It just depends on their willingness to work with us for the most part.
And how do you identify those companies? Do you just go into the community or how do you get connected?
Well, we are pretty involved with the community, so whenever we see a potential opportunity or potential business that we could work with, we always approach them and see if they can do anything to help us.
Erica can do a lot to help you.
Yeah, well, no, on my mind's thinking. I'm thinking of ways maybe through our chambers and other resources to connect you with potential companies that wouldn't even know that you were here.
That would be great.
So
Yeah.
we'll definitely exchange contacts.
The one drawback for us is we're located in a very rural area, so we don't really have any high-tech industries that are,
point too, our manufacturers may not be in that high IT tech,
Yeah.
but they are using that in their business day to day. So I think I have some things rolling around in my head that
That
would
would
be good
be
context.
fantastic.
That would be great, yes. All right, well, I'm gonna hand it off to Nicholas to talk a little bit more about our team.
All right. So to operate efficiently during the build season, we divide our team up into 4 main sub-teams. First of all, we have the mechanical sub-team, which is in charge of building the structure of the robot and also producing the drivetrain and other sorts of mechanisms that we use at competition. The electrical sub-team is in charge of installing the control system on the robot and for also helping test the robot. The programming sub-team writes the code that runs on the control system, which allows the drivers to remotely control the robot. And it also allows the robot to operate autonomously or without remote control during the beginning of each match. And then, of course, we also have the public relations team, which is in charge of fundraising and community outreach, press releases, many other important tasks for our team. Each year, typically in early January, FIRST releases the challenge for the year that teams around the world have to complete. They give us just 6 weeks, as we had already mentioned in the questions, 6 weeks to design, build, and test a robot completely from scratch. And we have to make sure that it is as competition ready as possible by the end of those 6 weeks. Our mentors work closely with our students throughout the build season, but are also hands-off for many tasks to allow the students to operate on their own and learn critical problem-solving skills. The competitions are held in a high-energy environment. As we had mentioned, we go to the Orlando Regional, which is a big competition with about 50 teams from Florida and even other countries. The competitions are a very high-energy environment, and many of the people attending get to learn new skills there. There's also many skills required to succeed in the competition, including good driving, strategy, and coordination with other teams. Our team is a community-based nonprofit organization. We're not affiliated with any kind of a school or other parent organization. So we have to do all of the funding ourselves. We rely on sponsorships, donations, and other kinds of internal fundraising to keep our team operating. Our team is set up like a business. As we had already mentioned, we have the 4 sub-teams. We also use business-like strategies when it comes to budgeting and other activities within our team. As part of fundraising, we're very active in the community, but we also participate in many local events and charities throughout the year.
You know about what the budget was for last year?
It's about 20,000.
Yeah.
20,000.
And I'm just telling you, we're at a disadvantage that the vast majority of the teams are extensions of the schools, and we are not. So we don't have any facilities going into us. We have to rent a building. That puts us about 7,000 in the hole versus most of the other teams.
So some of the teams are coming from the schools themselves?
Most are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you get your students? Now, you said you had 7 high schools that
Yes.
were involved. How do you get those?
Well, the students are, we have students from 7 different high schools, but the high schools themselves are not involved with us.
Yeah.
Oh,
We are an all-inclusive organization that allows people from any school
okay.
to join us.
Many of our, go ahead.
So those are 7 schools that don't have their own program.
Right.
And found in this
We let them come
organization to say, we don't have, there's no program, so we're gonna use one, we're gonna make one, and here we are.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do you find some students wanting to join your group versus staying with the high school team, or is that? Well, the issue is that there's no high school teams in our area to really compare it to. We're the only team within a 30-mile radius. So, there's not really.
well, like Nicholas, my son, we live in Port Orange, just south of Daytona Beach.
All right.
And we gave him the option when he went into high school, he could either join Spruce Creek High School, which would have a robotics team, which is right down the road, or to come over here. And he decided to come over here because it's, I would say with approximately 30 students, I would say the large majority are homeschoolers.
Okay.
And he wanted to come over because he knew some of the homeschoolers from previously, so he said he wanted, so we come back and forth from Port Orange to Eustis.
Gotcha.
And also, compared to other teams, there's, at almost every meeting, everybody is able to participate. So other larger teams, we see sometimes a competition, there are people who did not have a chance to participate in building their robot. But with us, yeah, everybody has an opportunity to do that.
The other thing I would stress is we are a homegrown team. Some of the more show horse teams are directly related to some of the really big industrial complexes. We have a team that's strictly sponsored from NASA. They're using materials.
Technology from NASA Health, yeah, puts us at a major disadvantage.
We are a Joe's Garage team. We're building stuff on our own. So.
What building do you rent?
We rent a building in downtown Eustis, actually.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not really a particular building. It's just, yeah.
I'm familiar with Eustis, we're basically right across the street from the post office.
Yeah.
And just a block or two away from the library.
That's year round, that you
Yeah.
have 24/7, just your space.
In the video, the 3 robots that we saw were very similar. So do you guys start with a volume constraint or a weight constraint? Or?
Yes, every year they do give you some parameters you have to keep your robot within. It's usually approximately 125 pounds. You cannot go above that. And they will have dimensions, and that just varies from year to year. Like this year, our robot could have been 6.5 feet tall. So that just varies from year to year.
But really, no 2 robots are exactly the same.
That's true.
Yeah, almost every year, different teams come up with different strategies and different mechanisms to complete the challenge.
Okay. They were more similar than I would expect if there were no constraints at all.
Oh, right, yeah. They do have weight and size constraints that you have to.
I think last year they were more similar because of the challenge, but this year it was a trash can and tote stacking. And I think this year they were much more different than last year.
I would say there was a broader spectrum.
Yeah, this year was definitely, robots were much more different this year.
The tasks are different.
Yeah, last year was the balls, this year they had to do trash cans and totes stacking, three on a team against 3 robots. 3 against 3, and then 2.5 minutes to stack totes and trash cans.
Yeah.
Waste management guys could learn something.
Just thinking about it. Sell them technology.
We could sell them a robot.
I hope the questions aren't throwing you guys off. We appreciate the flow though. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, we appreciate the questions. All right, I think that was when we handed off to Ben to talk about community outreach.
Okay. We as a team have the opportunity to participate in many community events. Last year we started a robotics awareness day at a local library where we teach children about robotics. We sponsored the Da Vinci Surgical Robot Day that gave the community a chance to operate a surgical robot and learn about our team. This was the first opportunity that many local doctors, nurses, business professionals, and students had to gain first-hand experience handling such a robot. We are planning a county-wide robotics workshop for Lake County Boy Scouts that will provide them with the skills and activities needed to earn the Robotics Merit Badge. Our annual open house brings in many area residents who are interested in learning more about STEM education. We participate in many local street festivals and parades. Our team mascot Volti was asked to participate in a skit at a local retirement home where he was a big hit. We also gave presentations to local clubs such as the Kiwanis. Our team is active in the community and enjoys creating STEM education awareness throughout Lake County. Along with that, 12 Opal is very active in community outreach and charities. We taught a summer robotics course at the local college for the summer kids camp. We volunteered to deliver the Difference Food Pantry as well as collect food items for the pantry. Our team volunteers at Rafiki Foundations in Eustis as well as other charities throughout Lake County. Thank you. And
Very good.
Brent, you want to cue up the video? So we're gonna
Yeah.
show like a
Yeah.
3-minute promotional video.
Sure.
And then, talk about.
Is that current team, last year's team?
That's.
was last
Yeah.
We had 35 team members now. We had open house in August and about 12.
That's great.
What days do you guys normally meet for work?
Off season is Thursday nights on a Saturday, and then field season is
So, you wanna play the good volume?
and all day Saturday. They'll bring the sleeping bags.
We can attest to that, the 6-week build program, we have to drive from Fort Orange to Eustis 6 days a week. Back and forth, 2.5-hour drive every day.
You need a hotel right next to it.
Yeah.
You see a business opportunity.
That's our mascot, right?
It was donated from the library, actually.
Yeah.
Proprietary information there, showing it off.
That's the children's.
What software is that?
So,
SolidWorks. Huh?
and that was the competition for the previous year.
Is that your robot?
Yes.
That's the.
There's our vacuum system right there.
It's all up.
Did many use the vacuum system?
There was only one other team that used to.
Yeah, us and one other.
So how did you place?
This year, on the 2014 year, we placed approximately 20th out of 65. The year before that, we were 14th out of 65.
Was also an off-season competition, which was not hosted by FIRST, but Panther Prowl last year we had been on the winning alliance,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we won a competition, one of the competitions last year with that robot there that you just saw. It was just an off-season event.
I noticed the bus in a few of the pictures. Is that how you get from location to location? Is that the city?
No, that was actually a charity event we were doing. It was a food drive. Yeah.
I wish we had a bus.
We have big lines.
What's the ratio of male to female team members?
We have 6 females this year.
And it's just
Out of 35 students, 6 of them are girls. So this is the most we've had girl
Really?
involvement.
So I just wanted to speak briefly about FRC opportunities from a mentor's perspective. I'm one of the team mentors. And, there are a few different robotics leagues that are out there for the high school level, but there really is none that compare to the FRC level. As you mentioned, with a 120-pound weight limit and volume displacement of about 9 cubic feet, the other machines, they really pale in comparison to FRC. And while that makes for some interesting machines and certainly some very entertaining competitions, it also sets FRC apart at a different level because the students are working with industry standard hardware and components, and getting involved is the end of fabrication. So as a mentor, you know, we hope that we can give them a leg up when they move on to the real world. And also as a mentor, you know, it's really all about student growth, and we work hard to try to foster an environment where, you know, they can step outside their comfort zones and grow their skill sets. And, you know, I can just tell you, whether it's watching them see their designs come to life on a 3D printer, or it's having a student that's scared of public speaking, get up and lead a presentation, it really does leave you with a special feeling knowing that you were part of making that happen. And lastly, we touched on this also, but just to reiterate, we are a rural community-based team, and you know, we really, with virtually no support from the school system and expenses, you know, upwards of $20K a year, as mentioned, we do have to rely on donations and sponsorships and whatever fundraising initiatives that the team can come up with. I know this year we had a pretty big initiative with selling Chick-fil-A calendars, and actually did pretty well with that. So, you know, we'd like to reach out to the panel and any input or thoughts you guys might have regarding, you know, the funding arena, because that's certainly where our biggest challenges come from. So we'd love to hear from you.
Any sponsorship plans or packages, or do you know what those opportunities are up top of your head?
We have, what we do is we apply for grants every year, and the ratio is very slight as far as where the ones that actually do come online and participate with us. So we're in a constant struggle trying to obtain grant money. And then we also go out to the local businesses and that kind of thing.
That's what I mean, as far as the local business community. Do you have, you know, is there sponsorship levels for the
Oh, yes.
local businesses? You know what those are offhand, or are they in some of those materials that might be going around?
Are they in the brochure?
They're in the, on the website. There's
Okay,
the link
okay,
that's,
yeah.
on the
Great.
website.
Any success through GoFundMe, or have you tried that?
We have tried that.
We earned $1,000 last year. from
Yeah,
GoFundMe.
we were able to earn $1,000 from that last year.
So the grant dollars are limited, or you're having just a tough time getting applicants?
I would assume it's a bit of both, if we believe the rejection letters that we received. So.
Okay.
You mentioned NASA. Is Disney participating? Have you seen at any level?
We are actually sponsored by Disney.
Oh, you are?
We do get some funds in from Disney.
Couple from the
2,000 a
foundation?
year.
Yes.
You could help up that a little bit.
Thank you. That would be great.
I saw that the organization's been around since 2004, so you've had a number of high school students that have now gone on to college and graduated and are doing other things, or
Yeah.
members of the community. Do you have any of those stories offhand? that you can share?
We have a few. We have some of the alumni have gone on to Fortune 500. We've had, I think, a couple of students that went on to Disney. And we've had, I think, a couple of students that went on to Lockheed as well. So we have, you know, several students that have gone on to the bigger Fortune 500s. We also have, we had a PR captain, I guess, that won a USF full ride scholarship a couple of years ago. We also had a student that went to MIT as well. So,
We're seeing the engineering capacities in these various universities. I mean, your program touches on a number of different disciplines. So is there a commonality? Do they all go into engineering? Do they go into programming? Do they go into a little bit of everything?
because we have the additional skills, like the girl that actually went on to the full ride scholarship at USF was the PR captain.
Yeah.
So she really wasn't technically oriented, so to speak, like the majority of the rest of the kids. So basically, she's at USF, you know, pursuing that.
Marketing, public relations type degree. Wow.
What type of learning resources are available to the children in the program? How do they learn, like for example, what programming language are you using, and how do kids learn how to use that efficiently?
Okay, we have used LabVIEW and Java. We currently use Java.
Okay.
And this is where we rely, you know, on support. It's not just a financial thing, obviously that's our biggest challenge, but we also look for mentors in the community that can come out and help. In fact, right now, the biggest need we have is for a SolidWorks mentor. So it's professionals, you know, from a somewhat local basis that we can get in there to come in and teach them.
And you chose SolidWorks because it is an industry standard application that if they learn that, then they have a marketable job skill.
Yes, that was our complete intention, because we actually have a 3D printer very similar to the one back there, the EcoCube. And you don't have to use SolidWorks to be able to run it, but we did want to make that a standard for that purpose.
What about like the mechanical engineering aspects? Do you rely on mentors for that training as well?
Yes, in fact, our lead mentor, Brian Rice, is really high up on the mechanical end of it. He's certainly got a lot of experience in that arena, and he imparts that onto the members.
There is also a lot of hands-on peer-to-peer teaching within the team, more experienced students teaching the newer ones.
Is there any relationship or interaction with the Florida Virtual School? Get involved in that?
We have not to this point.
And can I ask the students, what's your aspiration? Where do you want to take this?
Are you saying as far as the team goes, or as far as we go?
Personally and professionally.
Well, I'm wanting to major in electrical engineering. So this is a great opportunity for me because I get to work with hands-on industry standard electrical equipment where there's not very many places where you can go to get that kind of experience.
I think Ben's the web, basically our web designer, so we can see him going down that path.
Well, yeah, this team has helped me to get a lot of experience with industry standard equipment and design techniques. So I'm considering also going into electrical engineering because of this.
Ben, what do you use to design the website?
I use what is called WordPress.
And I believe that involves HTML code as well that incorporates that.
Have you found good resources to help you learn how to use it? You're just kind of learning as you go?
Kind of learning as I go.
He's been learning as he goes. He's also learned a lot from a Teen Coder homeschool program that he's been using as one of his homeschool classes that gives him some HTML background that he then turns into what he uses on the website for the web design.
One of the questions I always had about the program, at the end of the season, after the competitions are over, does the league ever consider doing teardowns and explanations of the winning robots, showing exactly, these are the mechanical designs that we use to accomplish this thing. This is what our program looked like for the winning robot.
I haven't seen a widespread blanket publication to that effect. I mean, typically you can go to the websites of the teams that have one and get some ideas. I mean, usually they keep like a log of what they did during the build season. You have some idea of what they went through and what drove their designs.
Is it very secretive though? The teams use that for competitive advantage, or do they try to publish that at the end of the season so that the competition gets better every year?
They don't typically publish during the build season, but come April and May, once the national championships are done, they will start to publish out release video, what they'll refer to as release videos, where they'll show the design and build process of their robot along with the final product.
Yeah, because they don't want to give away their whole robot while other people are competing. Because you're all working towards the same goal. They want everybody to wind up having a different design.
But once the build season is over, the machine's bagged and tagged, and you really can't modify it from that analysis.
Other questions? Thank you all very much.
Thank you
for
coming.
Thank you for your time.
You have materials for us?
Yes.
The brochure, I think